everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're going to go through the dev insights most recently posted. This is a bit of a Q&A with random player questions and developer answers.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
So this one is from September 1st. I'm really bad at noticing when these go live because they don't they do add everyone, but I think I just kind of overall have the at everyone's mellowed out because there'd be way too many pings from this channel. They add everyone for kind of silly, just basic, non-important guides and infographics. So yeah, it's really hard to notice this, but I'll try to pay better attention to the pattern, but I haven't realized if there is a pattern. I mean, the last one was August 28th, which was the same week as this September 1st one, so I think I was just not expecting it. But it looks like they do these ranges of questions. So this is September 1st, and they are going through questions brought up from the 21st to the 27th of August. So it looks like maybe they go through their in-game suggestions on their Discord and pick out some things to reply to. Now, again, some of these are going to be repetitive from things that they've already kind of addressed. Some things might be new. There are some things in other languages that I'm going to use Google Translate for, so bear with me. But we're going to check it out and see what we have here. Some of these I might also skip through kind of quickly because some of them are just like, okay, sure, whatever. Like, I don't know. Some of the ones they choose to answer are kind of strange sometimes, so I don't know. But I'm just reading. I'm just the messenger. So I really like to stay up on these, though, because I feel like we always get little tidbits of information about what they're considering. Even if it's not a 100%, they at least say that they're, planning some changes in a certain area that maybe we didn't even know about. So this is always a fun way to reveal new stuff to come. All right, question 1, let's go. I'm not sure what you want me to screenshot, but I'm not in hard mode after beating easy mode. I lost all the rewards from easy mode with no warning, but I can't go back to easy because it says you can only change once. Do you want a screenshot for me being in hard mode? So this is, thank you for your feedback, Commander. There's a notification regarding the rewards when you change the difficulty level. So they're talking about the hard mode of and normal of Void Rift. And when Void Rift goes through, you can only change the difficulty once each time. So it's like, if you do easy mode and you think it's too easy, so you want to try hard, you can't go back to easy mode. It literally says you can only change the difficulty once. Are you sure? You will lose rewards. So it does warn you. I think this whole like swapping difficulty thing is not very obvious for people, though. There's always comments and questions about it. So maybe that's something they need to try to make a little more clear. Although honestly, at the end of the day, usually it's user error. Usually people just don't read the directions, and that's the honest truth, unfortunately. So in this case, this is you didn't read the directions, but they could make things a little more obvious, I guess, but it's kind of hard to do so. So just keep in mind, guys, if you want to try hard difficulty in Void Rift, do that first. And if it's way too hard for you and you can't complete it and you want to go back to easy so you can get all of the rewards, which is better, then you do that, and then you just go through easy or normal, whatever the hell it's called, and yeah, then you're done, then you're good. But you don't want to, you can't go from normal and then to hard and back to normal. It doesn't work that way. You can only claim one set of rewards. You can't do all of normal, then do all of hard, and take both sets of rewards each week. It's only one per week. So that's just a little reminder for Void Rift if anyone is confused. All right, question 2, co-op mode with text communication for friends, larger maps and BP requirements, ladder mode where teams compete together for rewards. So thank you for your feedback. We'll be considering adding these in our upcoming modes. Okay. co-op modes can be really interesting. I've had so many different styles in games I've played. Dragonair has one where you put half a team, your friend puts half a team, and you fight a boss together. That's kind of fun. I've played in Summoner's Glory. You literally someone followed you around as you did a run, kind of like how you would in Diablo or something, where you're doing like a raid and helping push for everyone to get better rewards, even lower level players. I'm not quite sure, but I'm not too keen on like the ladder stuff, but interesting co-op modes could certainly be fun. All right, question 3. Maybe change the color to purple or something so it doesn't look the same. Okay, they definitely took that out of context. What are they talking about? I don't know. So they say, we're looking to change... Wait. We're considering adding more distinction to the appearance of ancient summoning crystals and legendary summoning crystals. I mean, it's blue, it's red, and it's yellow. It's not like it's purple and blue or strange shade of green and blue, where I understand colorblind people have more issues, but the colors and tones are pretty different for all of them. So I would think it's pretty obvious, and unless someone is very colorblind, and then, I mean, you can only do so much, and you must be used to it. All right, we have another language one here, so I'm going to copy and paste this into a Google Translate, so excuse my broken English. I'm sure this is not going to be perfect. I would like to see a variety of factions, like hordes of orcs, or maybe some other factions, for example, the Chinese mythology. I really love Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, like how Raid Shadow Legends just added them. I'd really like to see such a character added to the game. So this is nice to see here. Thank you for your feedback, Commander. We will be considering adding more factions, such as orcs or Chinese mythology, as you mentioned. Stay tuned. Yeah, I always love the Asian inspiration stuff, like how Raid added the Shadowkin faction. Anything super fun like samurai or ninjas are always a great addition. I really love that. And Chinese mythology just has such gorgeous characters involved, and whether it be like the dragons or just honestly, I mean, not even Chinese, Japanese, any Asian mythology, I should say. There's so much that you can add, and it's really fun to give that variety. I think people really like that aesthetic. Even us Westerners, like, we love the Asian appearance and style for characters in games, so I'd love to see that. Alrighty, question 5. Currently, many new players are asking how to dismiss heroes. Would it be possible to implement the dismiss cell icon from the start to allow players to click it, but with a pop-up notifying them that this feature will be unlocked at a certain stage? I've read comments that players have been searching for it for days and can't figure it out. The reply, thank you for your feedback, will be adding a notification for the unlock requirement of dismissal of heroes. As for directly accessing the artifact forge via the camp, we'll be considering adding that in future optimizations. So that must have been a different part of their question that they didn't show. But yeah, it's definitely confusing for people. Like, I'll be like, oh, you can sell your rares. And then new players are like, what do you mean? Like, it doesn't show when you're a brand new player, and it still hasn't shown yet for my day 3 of playing on my free-to-play to have that sell icon. So be like, what do you mean sell? I can't see a way I can sell. How do I sell my rares? So it would be nice if that was just there from the beginning, like, or a little, have the button there, but have it with a lock on it so you know it's coming. And then you could, if you click it, it says unlocked at H-2 or whatever, you know, like hard chapter 2 or wherever the hell it's unlocked, you know, stuff like that's really helpful. For people to know where the feature is, but no, it has to be unlocked. All right, question 6. Please fix the action when switching between accounts. The game always downloads an update, 80 megabytes, blah, blah, blah. If you switch it 10 times, you have to keep downloading the update. They'll be trying to optimize the update download issue. Honestly, I think they need to optimize the login screen as well. If you have multiple accounts and you want to switch when you're first opening the game, you have to be super quick to try to click that little name card that pops up. It's like the same thing if you're starting a new account. or you're trying to log in for the first time with an existing account and you don't want to have to play through the tutorial, you need to quickly click that thing before it goes away. It needs to be up there longer, or when you open the game, you should just have to click to join with the current account. Like I've never played a game where it's like, it just opens, or maybe I have. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm so used to that people having like a login screen. When you open the game, you're like, do you want to log into this server on this account? And you're like, yep, let's go. I'm a little bit more used to that. All right, so question 7, Hero AI. Her landmines don't interact with the units in the shadows. This goes against the logic of stopping shadow units by fighters. Aya's mines, or AI's mines, do not interact with the dragon, and there is no mention of them. The hero is not fully functional, and there's no warnings about its limitations. Changes are required. So they said we'll be trying to optimize the skill descriptions. So maybe the way that they have things worded, yeah, doesn't fit for what actually happens. They're not going to change the character, they're just going to make the description match what is actually happening. I'm not quite sure, I haven't used her personally that much, I just know she doesn't seem that interesting, but who knows, maybe. Alright, another language one here that I'm going to translate. Regarding the equipment, there's no description of what suits the character better, how to choose the right one, what's the difference between one or other. That looks the same, the characteristics are different, but since the system dresses them in something that's more suitable, if there is something more suitable not being pumped, the system will ignore your pump, and no less than what was originally suitable. So they're talking about, okay, the thumbs up label for better secondary attribute in the game can provide some references for your selection. The thumbs up is not good, and neither is their auto-equip. The auto-equip, the quick equipped button, just cares about sets more than it cares about stats. So definitely just don't trust it. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's the answer. Don't trust it. All right, next. Question 9. Hello, I've been playing since the opening of the game. I think I will play for a long time. I want to offer some ideas. One donation? I don't know. Or they mean like maybe diamond gem store is very miserable. The same offer at prices are not comprehensible to logic in the sense not overpriced but not low either. The fact that there's few sets in the game with a few Enki, I'm not sure what that means. In sales, one in the same set. There's no monthly pack with rubies, I guess diamonds daily. Sets for moving to level. I think it's generally unnecessary to look at logs of how many they take. Make wake up kits, please. This is a little bit confusing, but I think what the reply is making sense. Just we'll introduce some cheaper bundles with higher cost effectiveness in the future events. Just maybe offering some different packs for spending. I think that's all they mean. Okay, we try. I'm trying. All right, next. Question 10. Make a Gcash payment available in this game. I want to make online purchases through Gcash. Do they mean Google Cash? Like Google Pay? I don't know if Gcash is what Gcash is otherwise. They said they'll be considering adding the payment method. I think they mean Google, but I have no idea if there's something called Gcash. Next question 2. Make it possible to log into your account through Google Play on Apple devices. But that's not a them problem, that's an Apple problem. So due to the platform restriction, it's infeasible to bind your Google account to your iOS device. Sorry for the inconvenience. Like, that's not them, that's Apple trying to be like, no, you're not using Google. That's not a game problem, unfortunately. That's an Apple problem. There's a reason I would never buy an iPhone, a Mac, a MacBook, whatever. There's no way I would ever. They're too restrictive on everything. And if you're a gamer, Apple just doesn't make sense. I know they're trying to improve their graphics and all sorts of things for gaming, but All right, absolutely gold, which is scarce in the initial stages. And only one booster. Leveling gold is too expensive. There's 3 reasons why I find it gets boring to play. First, is how equipment falls with its characteristics. It doesn't even matter. I'll say that it's interesting and unexpected. Uninteresting, I think. Second, infuriates that revealing the item takes a lot of gold, since the chances of an app are unpredictable and it's expensive. Third, the probability of getting desired characteristics. So yeah, I mean, gear rolls in this game are rough, and it is very expensive to roll gear. But as we've talked about in other videos, other developer Q&As, they are working on adjusting the drop rates for gold. In future adjustments and optimizations, there'll be updates. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of improvement to our gold farming. It really would be nice to either way more easily get gold bonuses, plus just reduce the cost of gold, or get more gold from the gold raids along with more gold bonuses, just like we can get XP bonuses pretty easy. And then I guess really selling gear to make it so we can farm gear and sell the bad stuff and actually have it feel like you're getting somewhere. I mean, it's like you do 100 runs, you only keep a few items to roll, but you still barely have enough gold to like work on your account besides rolling the few items you decided to keep. It's like you never really get ahead. It's quite hard. But there has to be some sort of slowdown or roadblock, or else people would instantly just be bored and done and maxed out accounts. So I don't think it's surprising that gold is an issue, but it could be a little bit better at least. All right, question 13. I'm Malaysian and I wish there was a Malaysian language in the game. So they'll definitely be adding more languages. We currently are conducting relevant data analysis and discussion. So obviously they're going to prioritize the languages to add based on where the users are that are downloading their game. So depending on the popularity in your area, that will of course affect which ones get added sooner rather than later. All right, question 14. This is another language here. Let's translate. What do we got? Russian? Yes. All right, there's a suggestion. Make prices the same on the PC platform in gold currency. Be very convenient and save a lot of questions. Oh, the W gold. So we will be optimizing the price display in the future, showing both W gold and Rube. Oh, that's true, because it's not like the W gold isn't like your dollar amount. It's just a currency of its own. And you have to kind of realize what you're like. It might be like, oh, $4.99, that's $5, but it's not really. It's like slightly different. Having it just be in your currency would be better, but I guess that's part of the way of working with the W gold. You can buy it with some discounts, so it's actually more value than to the dollar would be. All right, so hi guys, can you implement a summon pity counter to show how many summons you max need to pull a legendary hero? This is something that has been mentioned in other recent developer Q&As and these dev insights. So yep, we are planning to add a summon counter. So they are adding to the ability to see your pity to see when you're due a legendary. They have said that a few times, so hopefully that's coming sooner rather than later. All right, question 16. Hello, it'd be nice to have the option to remember what characters equipped items and artifacts when I do an automatic battle. What were the characters equipped items and artifacts when I do an automatic battle? Oh, like being able to... I mean, so you don't want to go into the automatic battle accidentally forgetting that you haven't swapped your artifacts back from doing something else? I mean, I guess there could be a way that you, before hitting when you hit automatic battle, it shows the team you're about to use, and you can click on each person to see what their stuff is? I don't know. I mean, I guess you would just before you go do guild boss, go check your guild boss people in general. All right, let's see. So question 17, I would like to suggest a feature where you can change the character's skin, like in Mobile Legends. It can be purchasable. If I may suggest a theme, I'd love it to be like an alter ego one. So thank you for your feedback. We are planning to introduce character skins. So this was another one mentioned in the last developer Q&A I posted from last week. They already said that they are planning to do skins, which we all love skins. It makes it fun. I think purchasing like cosmetics makes more sense. I wish games didn't make you purchase so much to be able to progress faster, but more so it was only purchasing cosmetics. All right, question 18, increase the energy limit. This will give you more energy, this will give you much more online time because 200 to 300 energy per day plus 500 through bonuses is not enough for gameplay grinding or anything, but will be better for new heroes, crystals, something else other than energy. At least make it much cheaper for crystals. Thank you for your feedback. We will be considering increasing the stamina upper limit according to new features. So if they keep adding more features that require more and more stamina, more things for you to do daily, adding a higher stamina cap would be great. So like when you go to bed and you wake up, you have more to use when you wake up, or more to use at reset, or whatever it may be. All right, question 19, please add your event Proof of the Oracle to the calendar, not one side or the other. It's dizzy to watch. Then you can't make enough preparations before the event. The issue has been reported to you before. How come 2 weeks and hasn't been corrected? I mean, I like how they think something is going to be corrected in only 2 weeks. That's not how these things work. If you haven't noticed already, they do patches to the Forerunner server before they do them to the main server, for the most part. I think, honestly, for everything, which is kind of silly. I don't think that's necessary for most things. If it's bad in global, they should just fix it in global. They don't need to fix it only on a Forerunner server, which makes literally no sense to me. But if it's, yeah, they should fix it in both. I hope they get better with that. But 2 weeks is not anything in these kind of games. It takes a lot longer for them to change things behind the scenes, usually. So this is an issue which someone else, I think, mentions in a later comment too. But yeah, like the calendar. So we're considering to add these events to the event calendar for better presentation. However, optimization takes time. Thank you for your patience. So that's true. I found that so confusing too. I think the hero development that someone else is about to talk about down here. But yeah, I'm gonna wait to talk about that to the next message because someone else. Actually, let's just scroll to that one and go back. So here, same thing. It would be interesting to put the hero development event in the calendar in the calendar like all the others. I just used my gold boost before the appearance of this event, which was not referenced in the calendar. Gold raid spam gave lots of units, required food to upgrade them to make room. If I had known there was a hero enhancement event, I would have just waited a few days, but the event was not listed in the calendar, so farming of all the units and gold raid was for nothing. It was a big waste of resources. So this, yeah, I really was surprised that a lot of these, the Oracle events don't show up on the calendar. I really wish they did for sure, because that would help you plan better. If anything, they are even more important because those are the competitive ones, the tournament style. And we definitely need to have those in the calendar, just like the regular events as well. Both need to be in the calendar. We need to know what's coming. I'm sure there might be a pattern, and if we track it, we could keep track, but I shouldn't have to spreadsheet and figure out their pattern. It should just be on the calendar. I think people just really want transparency in these games. Instead, they feel like these games are being sneaky and they hoodwink you. So that way you've wasted all your energy or efforts and whatever. And then the next day they throw up an event and you're like, but I can't do it. We don't want that. We just want transparency so we can manage our resources better and not complain as much. All right, let's go back up here to question 20. Every day I receive an amount of 173 energy. I could hardly advance in the game with such a low amount of energy. Before I spent a lot of time in the game, I had enough energy. Now it's tedious to wait a whole day to have more energy back, and the desire to play is lost. It would give more energy to play. Also, my suggestion would be on the easier level of the last mission, suggest a level of power that I already surpassed, and that level is impossible to do. I think they mean like the easy, I think they might be talking about Void Rift. Void Rift, there was a comment in one of the recent posts saying that they're going to have a suggested difficulty level for you to do in Void Rift. But yeah, again, optimizing sources of stamina or increasing the stamina cap is something they have mentioned in this post. So it's nice to see that they're looking into options. All right, next. We need a gear-only UI window, unattached to characters. Too hard to sort them reasonably. We will be considering to add an independent women button on the home screen to quickly access the gear page. Yeah, it is weird. It's like in order to sort your gear, you have to click a character, then click the gear, and then then go to your filters, and then like it would be nice if there was just a gear button and you could sort them a little bit better. And like when you are selling gear, we need to be able to upgrade them while we're selling. In the middle of trying to sell the gear, we need to roll something up to 4 or 8 or 12 and decide if we're going to sell it or not in that moment, not have to do those things separately. All right, so this is another comment here about just the same thing, having the Oracle events please show on the calendar, because it's hard to know what's coming if we just spent all of our resources, and we want to use our resources wisely. Same comment, so we're just going to continue. All right, and then there's a comment here about regions and being like requesting which server to play in, but it's not like, this isn't the kind of game where you can choose which server you're in. It's based on if you live in Asia, you're on the Asia server, the 60,000s. If you're not in Asia, you're in the 50,000s. It's pretty much all it is. So I think that's kind of their answer here. I'd recommend you let your friends in the US switch to an Asian server environment and recreate an account so you can play together. It's like you can't help it. If you were traveling when you made your account and it thinks you're in Asia, the game thinks you're in Asia. That is what it is. So you got to be smart about that. If you're using like me, I was using the W Gold payment on the PC through the United States because my credit cards, my PayPal account is the United States. It wouldn't, even though I live in Romania now, I tried to use like one of the European options and it knew my PayPal was not European. So I had to switch my VPN to pretend I'm in the United States just so I could use my PayPal account properly. So I guess it's just one of those weird things that depending on the game and the server situation, you kind of just got to be aware of how you're going to get set up. But maybe test it before you get too serious into the account. Make sure you are on the same server with your friends. If you realize you're not, figure out why. If you're on the 50,000s and your friend's on the 60,000, but you really do live in the US and you want to be able to play with them, you might want to set up a VPN and start your game with your Google account that's made in the US as well. And then it should actually put you on a US server properly, like you would be playing at home. All right, hopefully a wish list can be implemented so players can choose to either focus development of certain heroes or increased hero pool varieties. Oh, interesting. Like a wish list when it comes to summoning? Like, oh yeah, like Eternal Evolution maybe? Like there's a certain part of summoning, like where you can wish list whatever characters you want and you get boosted chances of pulling those characters. I don't see that very often though, honestly, but that's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look here about this. Let me translate again. The drop rate is too difficult. Provide a relief for the ancient gear drop rate. Summoning heroes is too difficult to get 4 and 5 stars. The substep problem gear is too difficult to get even epic rolls. Please give a convenience for us to play comfortably. So we'll continue to optimize the artifact drop rates. Your suggestion will definitely provide direction for our optimization. Just saying, yeah, we hear ya. Our drop rates suck. Okay, next question translated here. Here's a list of rare here is that list of rare heroes. I understand the heroes are not top, but somehow they could help players at the start of factions. It's easier to knock them out in the call. Would it be bad to upend them a little? And why can't certain heroes be awakened? We'll gradually add more rare heroes and the opportunity to awaken and serve a greater role. Oh, not add more rare heroes. Give more heroes the opportunity to be awakened. So they just kind of said for the heroes that cannot be awakened right now, there will be more awakenings added, just like they have added for epics and rares already. All right, 28. It's better if map info included green position of melee tile to show us how many melee we are allowed to deploy before we start a fight and spend stamina. Oh my god, yes. That's so true. When you're looking at the map to try to analyze things before you go into the battle and like the info screen, it doesn't make it obvious how many tiles are actually available, at least for the ground units and where they are. That could dramatically affect like whether you choose 2 defenders and 1 fighter or 2 fighters and 1 defender. Like it could really affect things depending on how the positioning is of those green squares on the ground for units and how you have to lay them out. And that's really important. So usually, I mean, luckily in this game, it's not a big deal to just restart and you don't lose your energy. If you go in there, you're like, oops, I need something else. But if it should be something that's on the map that gives you the guide ahead of time. I do agree. All right, another question here in French, I believe. Let's see. Void Rift is too hard. I just won 1 more fight and it's impossible without legendary heroes. So thanks for feedback. We've noticed this problem and the upcoming patch will be recommending the appropriate difficulty level for each commander based on their BP. At the same time, in subsequent patches, we're adding more difficulty levels to match the player's level of grinding. So this is really cool to hear. Maybe instead of just making instead of nerfing normal mode and making it too easy, maybe they add an easy mode. So there's easy, normal, hard, and expert. And easy mode is good for those very early players to let them have some fun in the new content, but obviously the rewards wouldn't be quite as good, but still worth it to put in the effort, I would hope. But yeah, I like the idea of adding a whole new difficulty level. If they would add easy so people cannot be too frustrated, because I mean, I have a great account, but I definitely had to struggle a little bit for some of those bosses, and I can only imagine someone who's played a lot later than me, or doesn't have some of the strong legendaries I have, like Comet and Cetrem. I couldn't imagine playing without them, or Valkyra even. She was so helpful in almost every run. So yeah, having a lower tier to let people play the content would be really good, even if it's obviously going to mean a little bit less for rewards. All right, long video, guys. We're still continuing. The questions go on. All right, another translation here from German. As far as I see, you can only unlock the double bonus for gold if you're guild level 3. I think this should be a way to unlock this bonus even without a guild, like experience bonus, arena points, or with crystals. Okay, this is definitely what I want to hear. We'll add more sources for gold bonus. Yes, please. Just let us buy it with some diamonds, just like an EXP bonus in the regular shop. It'd be so helpful, and it would make it much easier to farm it. When we just want to... I like farming the gold raid. I don't like doing the... I mean, I need to do the gear grind to get better gear, but when I have like 10, 20 pieces, I want to roll, see what happens, roll, see what happens, roll, see what happens. I can't afford to do that with a couple million gold that I get from just selling artifacts for such low prices. I want to farm the gear raid and actually get 5, 10 million gold so that I could just blast through a whole bunch of my artifacts, roll them up, roll up decent ones, really work on improving my account. So more gold bonuses are exactly what I want to hear. All right, next they have adding a report player function. So they're working on devoting better chat environment, developing a reporting system. And then on that same topic, chat's always filled with spam messages. And again, they're working to improve that. Next question, would it be possible to create quests that allow us to obtain 5-star psychic powers since they're currently very difficult to obtain? So thank you for your feedback. We'll provide some rare resources in future events. 5-star psychic power is one of them. So hopefully this person realizes that you have to quick rank up or rank up before you get there. But it's very easy. You just take your commons, take your 1 stars to 2-star, your 2-star to 3-star, your 3-star to 4-star, your 4-star to 5-star, and you have all the 5-star psychic powers you need. You don't really need the 5-star psychic powers as a reward. It's really more so part of the grind for leveling up a character. I mean, it's nice to get a little easier, quick bump here and there, but that's how the rank up system is, and it's actually pretty good. I think it's fine that way, personally. All right, another German one here. Let me translate. It would be nice to be able to interact with other players somehow, swapping heroes in a mode for several players to play together, or at the Guild Dragon, except where you stand in a small raid and fight together like a world boss or something. Swapping heroes would be a great idea. I mean, you can't really swap heroes, but like you can borrow your friend units. So maybe they don't realize you can use friend units. That kind of is what I think they mean for some of that. But they have introduced Guild Wars, but there's no plan regarding what they've talked about. All right. This one's kind of funny. I read this one a little bit earlier. Is my account rigged? I have a friend who's got gold heroes, 3 gold heroes in a row. Don't get online often, and I've been playing every day, spending normal crystals, red gems, red crystals, gold crystals, none of the gold heroes. I don't even know if my account is rigged at the rate of summons or just is absolute trash. It's one of the ways to lose a player who's actually trying to enjoy the game. You guys don't even indicate a pity bar for us to know. How am I supposed to contest or progress if your rates are absolute trash? So we are planning to add a summon counter. But sorry, you're stuck with our crappy rates. It does feel so weird. The RNG is so all over the place. People want to say content creator accounts are rigged, but no, they're not. So many accounts that I do summons for, or the comments I see on my summon videos, are a million times luckier than me. I can't even believe how lucky some people are. And a lot of those are free-to-play players. It's just RNG is what it is. Maybe some accounts are literally rigged to have better rates. I don't know. It is what it is, honestly. We really don't know the truth behind all of that in any of these games. But at the end of the day, RNG is RNG, and that's what a gacha game is all about. So if the gacha system is something that's too frustrating for you, you probably shouldn't play gacha games. Alright guys, why are arena rewards so bad? Like 3 per victory, I can't even do more than 10 fights a day, I can't even buy 10 Lego dust. At least make it 10 per victory, plat 2 and above. They said, thank you for your feedback. We'll adjust the arena rewards accordingly with your suggestion and relevant situations. So maybe some improved arena rewards in the future. That'd be good. Yeah, the shop's kind of meh. I mean, I feel like I always have enough to buy what I need from the shop personally, but I'm never really trying to buy the Lego dust as well, but I buy everything else. At the bottom row, I buy the whole bottom row through Overlord. And then I buy the summons weekly, and I have no trouble buying everything monthly and weekly so far. Seems okay. But it's, I mean, once you get rolling, I don't think getting to Overlord is really that hard. I definitely got there using not optimal teams before I had Hotsit and some others. So I don't think it's that hard to actually get into Overlord if you just are selective about your battles. Your ancient summoning system needs serious adjustment. These are extremely hard to come by or extremely expensive to purchase. If this is your idea of balance, then I'm out. Seriously, I mean, the idea is to give people a chance and taste for the more powerful summons. Well, the picture proves that I won't be using any more money for this game. Sadly, this game is fading from interest. Sad to see. Seemed good from the start. Anyway, I guess at the end, my expectations are too high for spending money. Well, no reward. So far, all I've learned is that during events is to pull you in and rip you off. Yeah, my point's been made, so I guess I'll see what's going on in the next login. So they reply saying we'll continuously optimize the ancient summoning experience. I mean, at the end of the day, the ancient summoning crystals are easier and more frequently acquired than the legendary summoning crystals. People just want to make them feel more special than legendary summoning crystals, but really we get more of them. Maybe not too much early game, but we will get a lot more late game. Plus we get 1 free every month, every 25 days. You can get 1 every single week if you place Overlord. Plus you can buy them in the shop as well. I mean, there's definitely more ways to get ancients, and it it just comes down to the reality of them making them feel special, but really they're not as special as they make them feel. All right, almost done here. A couple more. We desperately need to be able to see what buffs or debuffs are on us and the enemies. We should be able to tap the hero or a screen and see what buffs or debuffs they currently have on them. I mean, we have heroes that are supposed to remove debuffs like Medan and Dasomi, but we can't even view when we have the debuffs on our heroes. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, I can agree. We'll be considering adding more details and information in the battle for commanders to act more timely and accurately. Yeah, that's very true. If someone is giving us a debuff and it's not 100% obvious we're under that debuff, then how can you time your cleansing? Very true. All right, and this is a funny one. It's a good way to end. So, suggestions. We need more waifu. Dear developer team, I'm a dedicated player of your game, and I want to offer a few suggestions to make this game even better. Number 1, diverse heroes. Add some heroes with unique personalities, especially beautiful female characters. We need waifus. I mean, I agree. I love me a waifu game. I have no shame in that, and I think it's silly if people are offended by that. A waifu having sexy characters to appeal to a like 90% male audience. It makes sense. And as a female, I love me a waifu. I like the sexy female characters too. And I think it's fun. So 2, visual appeal, adding stunning skill effects, especially for handsome male characters. So this is definitely a dude that wants to see some sexy ladies. And when he's playing as a male, he wants to... I mean, I'm just guessing. As they're playing as a male, he wants to feel like a badass. It's funny. Okay. Allow character customization, such as skins. We all want to make our characters more unique. But yeah, so they do reply saying they'll refer to different styles to design more personalized heroes. For visual effects, design differences. We will design different visual effects for different heroes. I mean, every skill looks different when they do their ultimates. That's true. But they are planning and designing skins, so stay tuned. All right, that's all for today's video, guys. Dev Insights, September 1st. September 1st. Long video again, but hope you guys appreciate all of these updates, you know, podcast, chill style, catching you guys up to what they're replying. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.